is me, Luna. Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. It is Luna Rambles, a podcast. I just want to... sorry, but as of late, I've got a fucking cut on my lip, and it's probably due to a few things, but it's really a pain, because I think it came from the fact that I've been really stressed lately, and I've been really stressed with a couple of things that I actually want to talk about. These things that, the media does not want us to have a say or a thought, or even a pickle with, or even This is something I want to talk about, and I wrote a couple notes here for, why did I write episode 10? This is supposed to be episode 9. Oh, because I had another episode that I haven't recorded. It was an idea, but anyway, because it's just not the right time, and I'm trying to find work, so this is why I'm bringing this up. I'm struggling, you guys, just to be real. I'm struggling to find work, but I'm not struggling to find work, and I was wondering, why is this happening? Like, you might be sitting and thinking, what the f*** on about? I have a job. She's crazy. She's lazy. No, you guys, you don't understand. The media has interjected and sunken their fucking agendas into everything. Okay, this is the power of the media. It has stopped me from considering working in my local areas. It's brainwashed me to think that, let me just explain why let me just explain the context of why I'm saying this. There's so many steps that I have to go through. Okay, well, my whole life, let me just explain it. My whole life has been me trying to avoid the areas that I grew up in. And why is that? Like, everyone knows, I've been talking about how I was raised by watching TV. Like, hello, that's the answer. TV has been telling me what to do, what to wear, where to go, who to trust, how to sound like, how to talk Australian, how to assimilate, how to take care of my family, how to take care of myself, what companies I can trust. Like, it's been subliminally telling me where to go, what to do, and all that, without actually having free will in deciding what to watch. And funny enough, now, I don't know if anyone knows about this, but when YouTube became a thing, the Australian media, it's a massive umbrella, but overall they got so upset with the American YouTube app. I don't know if I didn't say that fucking name properly. But they got so upset that they wanted to sue YouTube. It is a real thing, you can look it up. And then the YouTube organization from America, they said all the Australian YouTubers to fight back because your country wants to ban YouTube. That was a big deal. In the YouTube community or whatever, they were advertising it to me, and they made us make hashtags and all that so that the Australian government wouldn't I guess they were retaliating against the Australian government trying to sue them. But I think the Australian government was trying to sue them because the Australian news wasn't played. I think that was part of the articles that was written, that the news channels wasn't getting forced down our fucking brains every fucking 9 a.m. in the morning now, because we were on our phones watching American videos on our phones, or Canadian videos, or British videos. This was a fucking issue. But it's no longer an issue, because now evidently everyone knows that Australia has broadcasted their news on the internet, and now everyone in the entire fucking world can watch us and judge us and laugh at us. And it still just amazes me how they still haven't learnt. Okay, look, it took them a while. Well, I have some other things to say about this. When I was part of the entertainment industry, I held back from pursuing the career because I felt like it just wasn't right. The industry wasn't right. There was something wrong about it. And I did a lot of investigating, and I knew there was something wrong, and it was the fact that they didn't have enough Aboriginal identity within the industry. When I was invested in the entertainment industry, they didn't have any Aboriginals, or without going too deep into it, because I don't know much about it, but I know from surface level, they didn't have anyone being fucking rewarded or given flowers to only until later on, because YouTube was exposing that. Okay, that's my theory, and I can see it. I mean, it's not hard. You just go back in time and go on the internet, scroll back in time, and you'll see that there's evidence that they didn't really, this entertainment industry in Australia didn't want to celebrate people of colour, let alone, the black people who originally was here, or is still here, or is this, their land. But having said that, that was what made me realise that, there's actually more going on with this country than actually what meets the surface. Because once they started complaining about YouTube, the app, I was like, well, how much authority do you guys want? And so then they got their way, and now the government can just appear on your fucking Instagram app now. They're on your app. If you don't subscribe to them, then you won't know that they're there. But I now follow these people because I need some connection to the country that I'm fucking living in, I was raised in, assimilated to. But you guys, this is an issue. It's the things that they've been reporting about us in the media, how after that issue, the terrorist attack at the Bondi Beach happened, they started putting a bad light on us. And I say us because I'm assuming from the fucking history of things that I've been talking about, of subjects, topics on my podcast, that you'd see that I'm actually from these areas, that the media has been broadcasting in a bad lighting. And I just want to say, that's a context. But, and not actually identifying, specifically where, because I've lived everywhere. I actually have moved around a bit. But I need to escape where I originally came from because of, and I'm going to go through some of the experiences right now. Because of the, I had trauma growing up, way before I even started school, so there's that. But then, when I went to school, okay, primary school was fine. Not the best experiences, but in high school, it was what really traumatized me, okay? It doesn't seem to be, it doesn't seem to end, me talking about trauma, but I'm for real, seriously, for real. I want to talk about that and how that intertwines with the media today. In high school, okay, we've had to deal with terrorism all the time for a century, and I'm not joking. For example, people have their stories, I've written here, but I've written stuff around on my note, but I'm looking at it right now. But yeah, people have their stories about their own, about these terrorism attacks in school and their interpretation of it. But it's just how did it get to that point? For a century, we had fucking almost a century. Felt like a century. But within the century of the year 2010, by then, oh my god, dates. This is why I don't have dates on my channel. This is why I have dates on my podcast. But look, I have to be real. I am fucking sweaty right now. Okay, it's hot. I'm just gonna have to cut that out. It was so fucking traumatizing. We had bomb threats in our school. I don't really want to talk about this, but I have to just so there's context. And I didn't know if it was by students or like people. Like I honestly thought it was actually from locals that didn't like our school, because we had a school. Okay, it's not your typical eastern suburbs or inner west suburb school. It is like your full on. Okay, it's not like a what's that, Blue High, that fucking show? It's not like a Blue High school. It's not like the the percentage of like types of people. Okay, I don't want to sound rude, but we have all colors of the rainbow type of race in our school. Okay, and but the teachers, majority of them, like I'm gonna say maybe 85% of the teachers were white. I'm gonna say that. Don't fact check me. No. Don't fact check me. It's all truths. Because how many teachers does a high school even have? Anyway, point being, we had a fucking security guard dog. Okay, this is how bad the bomb threats was, that we had a security guard dog that they would put there for the entire weekend, and then Mondays, like, the gardener guy would take the dog out. But then once everyone leaves school during the weekdays, I think it was on a Friday, like, I don't know, I just remember every time I drove past the school just to get, like, to, like, the mall, like, drove past high school just to get to the mall, I see this fucking massive Rottweiler barking. And it's like they put him in this little section in front of the high school to guard the school. And I'm just so confused with overall, like, this fucking institution. But overall, I'm trying to say is that not once did I see any media turn up in front of our gates inquiring about the safety of the students and the teachers that do mean well, you know? Where were they? Where was the cameraman? Where was the guy with the fucking microphone stick? Where was the lady with the piece of paper and the fucking clip microphone on their shirt and the red lipstick? Like, where the fuck were these people when this was happening for my entire high school life, when we had bomb threats every once or twice or sometimes even 3 times a year? Okay, where the fuck were they when we were all being sitting in the fucking hall with the principal, all our teachers, trying to like count heads to make sure everyone is safe, and like we just sat there in the hall the entire high school. That's including grade 7 to grade 12. We all just sat there, and then like fucking just the principal would just be like crossed with us, walking around like pacing. He'd be pacing in the hall, and the hall would be like we had like a basketball court in the hall, so like we didn't have anywhere to sit but in the basketball, because that's essentially what the hall size was, the size of a basketball court. So you imagine like it's not that comfortable. There is no seats. We couldn't afford seats. So we had just the wooden floors and we just sat there in lines in class and like, we were just like, what the fuck is going on? And every year it was just the most disturbing thing that it disrupt our studies. It disrupt our livelihoods, our mentalhood, like our emotional state and how could we even take anything serious? And it got so bad that people were like, some kids were like, I'm sorry to say this, but some kids were like, I think people weren't coping with this very well. And did anyone report on this? No, I don't think any fucking media outlet did. Then, you know, we had people also not survive because they had like drug issues or alcohol issues, right? And then we had funerals at this high school, and it was just so traumatic. And it just kept, and then the bomb threats just kept happening afterwards. Like, this is how fucking insane this sounds, and it was really like this. And again, it just makes you question, like, all right, so not like, okay, so let me just fucking understand what's going on here. I'm a grown woman, and I'm struggling to find confidence into being confidently sure that I can invest in my local community, okay? Because I want to make sure I want my ducks in order. I want to make sure that the people that I apply a job at, for instance, let's say for example, is a great place to work for the next 3 years. I can't do that because I don't know if I can trust them. And where did that even come from? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the fact that I don't know. I've been taught from my television that is switched on, okay, every morning and every evening, that, you know, Liverpool, for instance, that has been reported on the media, is not a safe place to live in because of these people who are blah, blah, blah. Like, or... yeah, that's a great example. And I'm like, well, what do I do? Do I do the same thing that I've always been doing my entire life? Ditch these people? And then go move to the east, which I accidentally did do that, to the east side of Sydney, you know, and then work there? But no, you know, things happen, and evidently it did. It's like, you cannot divide communities. You cannot do this. But people still do it, and people believe in it. People believe these media, like, because they've never lived in these areas, they don't understand, right? And it's come to a point where, like, the media's like, well, you don't have to understand, and you shouldn't want to. And that's what they portray on their channels, okay? And I just want to say, like, that's not right. They should be posting good things that happens in these communities, in these areas as well. Not just the bad things, but the good things. Because when I look around, I see good things. But when I'm at home and, you know, I'm trying to plan for my future, I think about all the bad things that I just remember from the media, the visuals, you know, of the cameraman panning on a building where there's a fence and, like, a voiceover saying, you know, we're going to shut down this place because of this, and they don't follow the law. And, like, okay, yay. Now what? Like, thank you for your information. Do you have anything positive to fucking say about us? No? For the 11,000th gazillion time? Wow. Now I'm just gonna be like, go on with my day now and, like, try and plan for my future and, like, I don't know, stop stereotyping my own community. Like, this is insane. Do you know how many fucking people actually do drugs at Bondi Beach? They don't report that shit, do they? Do they? No, they don't. No. Nah, they do not. But do you guys realize they do drugs there? You want to have a... Oh my god. Like, do people realize that it's bad everywhere? Do people realize this? Do people realize this? It's bad everywhere. You just don't see it because they like to, like... What's that fucking game? Where, like, on your phone you have this game where, like... One of those games where you can... It's like a 2D animation game. It's like a puzzle game where you pull the blocks around this fucking square thing. It's a cube. And then within the cube, like the square... Within the square, there's, like, other rectangle blocks in... Like, long fucking blocks in there. And you've got to move them around to move one block out of the fuck... To get one block... You have to move, like, 5 pieces of blocks around just to get the one red block out of that... Out of the, out of the bunch of blocks. And that's, like, the entire game. That's what it feels like. It feels like we're just playing a dumb game. And they're just moving all these pieces around so you don't see the truth. But the truth is, people do drugs on the other side of the fucking state. This is not hate speech. This is the truth. You guys do drugs, okay? People from the fucking east, they do drugs over there. They do so many drugs over there. It's not even funny. Okay? And over here, like, what do people think? That just because they need the ocean that there's less crime? Wait, what the fuck is wrong with people? What the fuck is even wrong with people? And it goes back to me, like, reflecting on, you know, how my brain consumes media. And I'm guessing in general how human beings consume videos and how that can really fuck up the way you design your life, the way your free will is explored in your own life, and it impacts on your free will getting, like, what's the tacky word? Brainwashed by these media, okay, by these news medias, okay, that claim that they're journalists, right? Some of them are actually good, but then, like, some of them are just, like, fucking causing so much carnage on the community that the government is, like, trying to say everyone should come together, like, being all cool and stuff, right? Okay, good, but then what about these fucking idiots who are posting these videos, causing more of a divide? Because I say this because when that terrorism attack happened, and then the news started posting terrible lighting on us, on the people that, you know, have no other choice but to live in these areas, we would, like, I don't speak for all of us. I'm just saying from my experience at home, I heard my neighbors actually talk for the first time in their own backyard. Like, just let that sink in, you guys. We're not that fucking terrible. It's these fucking media, fucking news people, okay, who have no connection to our communities whatsoever, and they should fucking show it, but they don't. They just sit there, okay, with their makeup team, with their water, okay, with the vocal exercises, and then they just sit there and fucking report like a crazy fucking... Some of them are just fucking crazy. Some of them are just, I don't know. It's all alleged. I don't know. I don't know, but I just feel like they don't really know us, and then they're just sitting there ruining our reputations. So then when we try and find work, we try and adapt, we try and fucking, what's the word? Assimilate. We try and do what's right. We don't know who to go to. We don't know who to apply with. We don't know who to invest in. let alone fucking apply a job at. We don't know who to invest in. Okay, we don't know what's good anymore, because what the fuck? You're telling us everyone's evil, everyone's bad around us, all our neighborhood's fucking terrible. Well, then if I walk out of my door, am I gonna get fucking exploded? Is that what you're insinuating? Because that's what you're insinuating. And that's bringing fucking terrorism to us. That you're bringing that to our doors with your words and your visions and your fucking visual video audios. Fucking, it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, because when I do walk outside, I don't see any of that bullshit that they fucking try to portray with their words, the fucking cheap words. I'm so just upset with how confusing everything has to be when it doesn't have to be that way. You know, like, I thought of some, like, cool ideas. I don't know, how about, like, a community garden, right? I looked that up. I wanted to, like, maybe start a community garden, because I thought, well, this is bullshit. How do I combat the negativity and the social stereotypes that people have on our homes, like, on our, like, communities, like, on our, you know? So I looked it up on the council, and they said they didn't want it. They don't allow community gardens. And I'm suspecting it's because, I haven't asked them, but I'm suspecting it's because of the terrorism. They're worried that people are so fucking horrible that, like, people just won't get along. Like, people would just, like, it's such a fucking shit talking leadership that has been displayed for too long. And it's like, you guys cried about an international company overtaking your jobs, essentially, okay, because they were missing out on, like, views because everyone's watching YouTube or watching Facebook, right? They weren't watching their television shows. They're fucking television news. So now they're working overtime. Now they have to work overtime on the internet, okay, broadcasting news, and they still don't have time to make good news. They still don't have time to report on the good things that happen in our cities that have bad reputations, apparently, according to these news outlets. And it's like, okay, look, you know, again, like, I am aware of the reality of things. I'm not saying that there isn't any shit. I mean, that's the truth. There isn't just all bad, though. And that's making me, like, scared. That's making me, like, think, well, should I just move to another country? Like, does that mean... You think that, you know, all of these fucking... I'm just going to say as it is. Oh, wait, this is race. I don't know if this is hate speech. But all of these people who are, like, not within these communities don't understand. They're, like... I don't know. I guess it's a financial thing for them. They get money from this, but it's, like... The whole thing is just maddening. It's just maddening. And I've been trying to escape it my entire life, and it caused me to have addictions and all that. And it's just like, what the fuck do I do? I know. I'll try and organize a community garden, so that way we can, like, have people come to the community garden. We can plant seeds. Apparently, you can share vegetables in the community garden, so people can actually bring something home if they attend the community garden and, like, do service there. Like, we can have so many events, but then I had all these ideas, and yeah, there are pros and cons to it. Like, people can, like, steal from it, or, like, there could be, like, people who would tarnish the place, like, they could throw rubbish, and there could be rats, you know, there could be a lot of rodents, like, a lot of issues like that. But I thought, nah, it'd be great. But when you look at this fucking pamphlet that your council shows you on their website, the council, like, sells the ideas as well. They've invested in researching ideas on how the community garden would work out, but then you read at the bottom of the paper and it says the council's not accepting community gardens at this time. And it's just like, what the fuck? You invested, let's say, $150 a day for someone to write this dumbass article, and at the end you're not going to even accept community gardens for your local areas. I just can't even. What was the whole point of colour coordinating there? What was the whole point? What was the whole point of putting colour in this article? You could have just fucking make it like, you could have just printed it out, just pure like black and white, just text, nothing else, because that was such a fucking letdown. It was such a fucking disappointment. But anyway. Oh my god. I hope you guys are doing well. Summer came in quick. Now, it delayed a bit. Like, what the fuck? We had New Year's, and like, after New Year's, we just had like miserable weather. And now it's just getting summer. Like, now it's just really turning into summer, so it's like, what the fuck? It's just done for now. This episode's done for now. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to Luna Rambles podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.